about that week old Michigan State game. It's one of the most meaningless, crappy games of the year. So nobody care about that. But yeah, if the Lions gonna make a trade, then we talk some Titans and Lions preview. So I guess we can keep it in order. So apparently, I'm one of the people that usually have no faith in Detroit Lions in general, um, because I've been around long enough, you know, that it's hard to believe that they're successful in the city of Detroit when it comes to making trades. You know, when it come to making trades, really, Rasheed Wallace is the last major trade that I can remember. I know the Tigers made some deals back in the day, especially adding in free agency in there. I heard somebody in the comments section say Isaiah Thomas was their last big acquisition, but he didn't want to be here. You know, people got to remember that Isaiah Thomas didn't want to be here, and that was via the draft. So, you know, so I don't really count that. We count that. Then they could have had Melo, Devin Booker, a local guy. They could have had a lot of guys. They could have had a tremendous amount of guys. So, if you don't know, tomorrow, like Jasper Pascal is going to be out with an illness. We all know as the weather changes, a lot of people get sick. It can be different viruses. And you got to remember, too, the days before the clock jump back or fall back, the days is throwing people off, too. So, that's another thing about it. So, that weather change illness, that ain't no hope. So, they'll be down another defensive end tomorrow, which he's very impactful when he's healthy. He's a penetration specialist, no diddy, pause. But he able to get in the backfield, stop runs before they happen, put pressures on the quarterback. It don't always equate to a quarterback sack, but he's very integral in what they do, especially when they use him on the inside, from time to time. So he's very important. But historically, he wasn't able to stay healthy, and we knew that. So he had some big plays last week versus Minnesota too. He stepped up. Nowowski stepped up, and Kuwu made a good play on the bot screen. So yeah, they got some young guys, but I think it's at the point where they already needed to add a defensive end to Aiden Hutchinson, and I think it's at the point where you lose Aiden Hutchinson, you probably need to add two. Now, I ain't saying they need to go get Max Crosby and Myles Garrett, but I think they can make a medium type of move, and Aziz, a Lardry, come here, and maybe a Zendarius Smith. Two, one kind of like, a lot of people may not know who Aziz Lardry is from Georgia. I think I've been watching him this season. He pretty solid, and he on the uptick, and then Zendarius Smith is a veteran, is just a solid vet that been around. They got a lot of disdain for the Green Bay Packers and Minnesota Vikings. So, them are the things that you're looking at. That's kind of I think that's the ceiling. The floor is the waiver wire, free agency, and you think, hey, maybe they would already, check the free agency. You had some guys that was possibly there, Yannick Ngakoue, and he got picked up by the Baltimore Ravens practice squad. They can still sign him if the Ravens don't put him on a 53-man roster. But historically, with the receivers this year, we've seen, as recent history, we've seen with the receivers this year, which way did they want? Come here, Miles. Miles. Come on. Miles. He just do what the fuck he want to do. And this is my issue. He hears what I'm saying, bro. He want to go play and leave. Now, if I was over there and discipline him, I'll be wrong. Get over here. Come on. No. I don't have the energy. I just woke up. Miles. Miles. Now I gotta be the bad guy. Get over here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Sit down for a minute. Sit down. Tell the people why you being bad. Sit down. Down. I ain't trying to hear that. All right, chill for a minute. Go ahead. Bye. Bye. Go. Go. Come on. Go. Go. But yeah, my bad. It being bad. But but yeah, like I said before, I think remember historically, this year, recent history, what they do at receiver position. They went to go get a dude coming off a blown ACL and a blown knee, and they went in the Giants trash can and got Allen Robinson. So that's what they own. And at the end of the day, I understand the train of thought, because once draft time come around, a lot of people are gonna be, oh man, we should have had them draft picks, and we should have did this, that, and the third. Don't forget, double tap the screen and like the video. We should have kept them draft picks, especially if you come up short. So, this is just who the city of Detroit has been. They don't overpay. They don't, compensate nobody properly to get these type of players. They get these type of players when Chris Webber old, or Adrian Peterson over the hill. When motherfuckers coming off 7 surgeries, old ass Patrick Kane, which he, coming off a hip injury, which, he's still playing fairly well. I think he scored a goal the other night. They didn't win 2 straight. So the Wings, by the way, people don't understand the reference. So this is what they do. They're the city of Detroit are scavengers. Remember that scavenger perk you get on Call of Duty? You pick up all the other ammunition and other people's shit. That's the line. That's the city of Detroit sports teams for the majority of their history of going to get talent. Even when they on the cusp, as the Lions are on the cusp, they still not gonna do nothing. Brown Holmes is in the garbage can right now. You think, hey man, he needs to make a move. And when you hear a move, it's gonna be sometime Tuesday, maybe late afternoon, evening, Monday, and it's gonna be a minor move. And we know that's gonna bite him in the ass. This is why I gave him the nickname Day Late, Dollar Short. Guess what? Maybe last year, if he was more proactive in finding a cornerback, they would have went to the Super Bowl. But he was not proactive in finding a quarterback. He put his faith in Emmanuel Mosley, a guy who's coming off an ACL. What'd he do? Injure his ACL again. I forget who the other Cam Sutton. Pittsburgh Steelers ain't never had a great cornerback for years. Who was the last great Pittsburgh Steelers cornerback? Ike Taylor. I like Joey Porter's son though. But Ike Taylor, the last great one. So that's what he do. Instead of going out there and saying, you know what, mid-season, Mosley went down, Cam his ass, they go out there and find Vidor in the sewer with the Ninja Turtles and shit. He didn't get the ooze on him. He was just a regular ass, bum ass player. Straight up and down. And that's what it was. And that's what it is. So instead of going out there spending resources trying to get a corner, he waited till this offseason. That's cool. But guess what? Who knows if that championship opportunity ever come again? And if you had good corners, guess what would have happened? That play with Vidor, and no disrespect to him because he wasn't supposed to, he did better than we thought he was. Spent a little bit more money outside of Cam Sutton, you in the Super Bowl next year. And it's hard to beat a team twice. I say that. Especially when you're not accustomed to playing them in your division. I will say that. It's hard to beat a team twice. That's what I will say. It's hard to beat a team twice, even when they're not in your division. But a lot of people like that matchup for the Lions versus the Kansas City Chiefs last year. That'd have been insane. First game of the year, last game of the year. But, being cheap will always get you, bro. Come here. Being cheap will always get you. You know how you kind of cheat with your car and you can just go ahead and fix it and you nigga rig it, end up biting you in your ass. Just go ahead and fix it, nigga. Or you being cheap about something, just go ahead and spend the money while you got it. That's been my philosophy. Stack some bread, and I know if I need to spend some money when I got it, to get something fixed, let me just get it out the way. I got the bread to get the oil change. Why not just get the oil change? Don't get the oil change, and then, you got some issues. You're going to have some issues. Put the wrong type of oil in your car, you're going to have the issues on that. But that's just who they are. That's their mental makeup. They're not going to be a team that actually go for it. Even if, let's say, they was the Kansas City Chiefs, all the receivers went down. He wouldn't have went out there. He wouldn't even went out there and got DeAndre Hopkins. He wouldn't even got DeAndre Hopkins. He's got some bum. But, like I said before, there are other, you know, people can make a choice, make a argument. There are some other positions and needs they may need. You know, maybe another offensive lineman. Um, some people may argue with J-Mo history, another wide receiver. You know, but the Rams is crazy for asking the second for Cooper Kupp. Yeah, he's still a baller. Yeah, he's still a baller, but asking for a second for Cooper Kupp is wild. You know, if they got a conditional fourth for Hopkins, I'll say Cooper Kupp worth the third. Maybe a fourth when you throw in the injury history. You know, but you see Kansas City said no to Cooper Kupp and went for Hopkins. So, but other than that, that's about it. Maybe you can make a case for a tight end, but you got a couple on your practice squad that you believe in. So, that didn't have NFL experience. So, really, it's just that defensive end position. That's it. And a lot of their investments in that position, a lot of the investments they had in that position, they invested into a lot of injured players. Whether it's Pascal, a guy that had long standing history of injuries, or whether it was Marcus Davenport, even though the Vikings was for the most part paying his salary. So and then Kaminsky went down, that hurt too. Come on. That hurt too. So but yeah, I'll be interested to see kind of what happens. I think it's going to be a very, very minor move. But if you see the trade deadline go by and they don't get nobody, they don't go to a Jacksonville and try to get something, or a Cleveland and try to get something. And usually those are the teams. Stop. Those are the teams them the teams that's not doing well right now. So them teams that's probably trying to shed talent and you trying to go there. But Crosby, negative 0% chance. That ain't even a real number. But that's the chance they got. You think about Myles Garrett, Cleveland is a dumb organization. So even if this right now, at 29 years old for Myles Garrett, this is the most valuable he's going to be right now. He has no more value than he going to have right now on the right side of 30. It's a wrap. So they not getting a quarterback no time soon. Are they? Because if they are getting a quarterback, it's going to take time for that quarterback to get, especially with Cleveland history. Cleveland probably need to tear it down. But they feel that they're a quarterback away. Through all the quarterbacks, Kelly Holcomb, Tim Couch, I mean, you can go on. Did Ty Detmer play over there? All the quarterbacks they had through the years when they was the original Browns, when they came back, so, but if you Cleveland, the smart thing to do is probably start selling. Collect assets like Houston and rebuild. It got to the point where it got so bad that the defense was gold. The defense was gold, and now the offense is so bad that it's now starting to affect the defense. So, and people say, yeah, Cleveland defense fell off. I mean, you notice that it's hard for a defense to maintain. A lot of times when defenses had great years, and that'd be it. No! Come on, man. Get over here. Put it. Thank you. Drop it. Get over here. Come on. Dude, you just not the smartest. You just acting like the not the smartest animal lately. You the one that's gonna be with the stomach ache eating shit off the ground. He knew he was wrong. That's why he dropped it. Eating the bird's bread. That ain't no good bread. Not the no. Sometimes he not the smartest, sharpest knife in the tool jar. Sometimes smart dog do dumb shit like his owner. But yeah, I don't really see them making a huge move. I don't see us in Darius Smith. I see them making a move versus somebody that we ain't heard of. Some dude that had, one sack in 1995, some shit like that. Come here. It's gonna be some. It's gonna be some. It's gonna be some real minor shit. It's gonna be some real minor shit. So, Miles, come on. No. Come on. No. Good boy. Yeah, it's gonna be some real minor shit. So, they gonna say they customer. We like our guys that we have now, and look at Dan Campbell. We're not that far away, and we feel that we're very close, and that's what he gonna say. That's what he said. So, yeah, I don't really see them making a major move. So Crosby, Garrett, no. Zendarius Smith on the mid scale, no. Elise Lorgy, no. And let me say this, my small off-topic rant for the day. I'm so freaking tired of them putting New York teams on primetime games. Like, can we get out the whole thing that, oh, New York's the media market? We don't want to see the Jets on national TV no more. We don't want to see the Giants on national TV no more. Stop this. Stop it. All they do is make you want to turn off Monday, Thursday, and Sunday night football. Stop putting these dudes on prime time. Jesus Christ, we had enough of the Jets and the Giants. They ass. I don't care if it's New York or they play in New Jersey or, man, we over that. We over that. New York football, let them prove that they can win some football games. Aaron Rodgers and man, any team that's ran by a player is gonna be instant failure. The Jets was took hostage by Aaron Rodgers. It wasn't gonna work. It wasn't gonna work. So the Packers looking like the smartest team. The Packers are looking like the smartest team of all time right now. They got out the Aaron Rodgers sweepstakes at the perfect time. Like, at least when, they pretty much pushed Brett Favre out the door. When they pushed Brett out the door, Brett still had a couple good years left. We had one fantastic season when Minnesota left. And he probably would have had a second fantastic season, but Bodygate almost knocked Brett Favre out. And I love Brett Favre as a quarterback growing up. But boy, that was an ass whooping that we didn't know he deserved. Let me say it again. That was the New Orleans gave him an ass whooping that we didn't know he deserved. Because of him stealing welfare, allegedly stealing welfare funds from the less fortunate, that was an ass whooping. And now he said he got Parkinson's disease and all that. Rightfully so. And I ain't the dude that deal out, or I ain't the spirit or the higher power that deal out that dish out, karma. But boy, oh boy, that was an ass whooping we did not know he deserved. We didn't know he deserved that ass whooping. He deserved it, all right. And contrary to the belief, and I always state this fact, they try to say, like, black people reparations is welfare. More white people on welfare than black people. Check out the numbers. And by percentages. A lot of welfare fraud is committed by non-black people. Check out the numbers. I'm not going to get into that. But Maximum, salute. Shout out to Russia. Tumba, salute. He said, hey, I got to do a video on that black woman who went to... Hey, send me that. I don't know what you're talking about. John Martin, okay, must have got new phone camera. It's probably my lens is always dirty, bro. Don't ask why. I primarily work off this phone all day. So my lens is probably dirty. So me walking him, it's like, man, I'm picking up dog shit. I'm switching hands, the phone falling. People stopping for conversations. No trade, no Super Bowl. Shout out to Greg. That might be true. You gonna get a trade, all right? They gonna trade for they gonna they gonna trade for William Golston from the Bucks. They gonna bring him back to the crib. That nigga 77 years old. Shout out to Cast Tech technicians. I don't know why y'all chose the technicians. We the technicians. Any other team would have been pulled the trigger. We get old ass Bolden. Oh yeah, I remember that shit. Yup. Remember that shit, Anquan? Old ass Reggie Bush. Excuse me, sir. Where you going? Miles. I ain't gonna do nothing. Come here, man. You wanna go help them? Come on. Come on, Enrique. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, Miles. Let's go. No. Come here. Good boy. Good boy. Come on. No, you don't do it. Don't do it. Come on. Let's go. This lady looking at me like I'm supposed to help her move her TV. Absolutely not. Come here. Man, why you slob on me, bro? Rub that in. Rub that in. Rub that in. Oh, my earpiece dropped out. See? That's what we talking about. But yeah. He said the Red Wings, when they were a dynasty, wasn't afraid to be able to do what Davenport was the worst sign. Well, the reason I give him a pass on Davenport, why? Hold on. The reason I give him a pass on Davenport is because the Vikings was playing the majority of his salary. So it was an all risk. No, it was all reward, little risk. The risk was he left us out hanging. He left us out hanging. So that was the risk. They need to change their way of thinking. They do. They do. I just hope Brad make a move before the Packers game. Well, he would have to because the trade deadline is Tuesday. Brad will make a move, but I'm expecting nobody. He gonna get number 57 off the practice squad of the Canadian Montreal Argonauts or some shit like that. He gonna bring in that Matthew Betts dude from the Canadian Football League. That's what he gonna bring in. I wouldn't be surprised if they did do nothing but pick up Bruce Irvin. He's still out there. Bruce 100 years old. He older than Bruce Wayne. Unless Brad fleeced Cleveland because they dumb. Yeah, I doubt that. He said Detroit caller says Zadarius Smith or Aziz Lorji can work in the trade. Wouldn't have to give up a lot. You get to keep and resign most of your young star. Yeah, it's a good trade. And then next year you give Marcus Davenport the boot, the Jake. You give him the the Jake. What's our kicker name? I forget his name. Give him the Jake boot. You know, keep them there for Aziz. You probably can keep him around for a minute. Keep Zadarius for a season or two and be done with it. He'll be able to help transition Aiden Hutchinson, from his rehab. The ones that, yeah, Cleveland ain't smart. We can trick them all to Garrett. They not. Deshaun Watson, look here. Don't ever force nobody to do something that they don't want to do. That's what I say. Don't never force nobody to do something they don't want to do. Deshaun Watson never wanted to be in Cleveland. He never wanted to be in Cleveland. That's why they signed him to that contract, was to entice him to come to Cleveland. He didn't want to be there. So when you mentally or spiritually don't want to be in a place, no matter how hard he tried, you know, his mindset, well, I don't want to be here. I mean, same thing with Zion Williamson. He never wanted to be in New Orleans. You think that it's a coincidence that he never healthy? When your mindset is, I don't want to do it, or I want to be a certain place, or I want to be with a certain person, ain't nothing gonna go right. Ain't nothing gonna go right. So that's why I always tell you the power of thinking positive. Real talk. Why you think Zion don't stay healthy? Why you think Deshaun was so bad in Cleveland? He ain't lost his way to play football. In his mind, I didn't want to be here, but they gave me so much money. Okay, I'll be here. That was his mindset. That was his mindset. And that's why he didn't perform well. So, yeah. Wait, what up, though? He's the court clearance. I don't care about who we trade for at the end. I just want them to be able to sign Branch, Joseph, and Port. You ain't worried about signing no tight ends or no safeties. You don't worry about that shit. Them positions don't make shit. That's why I'm like, why didn't the Bengals just play Jesse Bates? Jesse Bates is the best corner in football. I mean, the best safety in football. Yeah, he the best safety in football. So I ain't really understand why they ain't pay him. Safeties don't make shit. So I don't really worry about who you can pay. The cap gonna go up. So, in this way, to manipulate the cap. So that, I ain't worried about. Bruce Irvin time. They gonna go find one of the Bennett brothers. What's the one that played defensive end? Michael Bennett. Them motherfuckers been they've been out it for a long time. If we can't get to Jordan Love, Jordan Love be turning that bitch over though like a mug. He been throwing picks like a mug. He threw 2 picks last week. Buffalo's the only worthy by a team. What you trying to get from Buffalo? You talking about the NFC East? Yeah, they the only team. Tua coming back. So, yeah, I mean, the Jets told to keep Hassan Reddick. They all in. So they ain't selling. The Giants might be selling because they got to get assets to get a quarterback. I think they in a fucked up place to get a quarterback, excuse my language. They not terrible, but they not good. They're right in that gray area. Right now it's Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, Quentin Ayers can't stay healthy, so that's a problem. You know, the Giants and Jets hadn't proven nothing. Buffalo only team. I forgot Buffalo's in New York. Rick James. I'm Rick James, bitch. Fire and desire. The ghetto life, ghetto life. Oh, shout out to Griselda too. From New York, they're from Buffalo too. Yeah, no Diddy, they should tear up Brett. That Bounty Gate was vicious. He's feeling bad for old Brett. And we found out how shitty of a person he was, allegedly. So, allegedly. So, allegedly. Ain't a bad day out here at all. But yeah, I don't know. Well, yeah, we can talk about the Titans. Yeah, we gotta talk about the Titans. So, play the Titans. I like their roster. To me, they was a quarterback away and contending for going to the Super Bowl. Think about it. Jeffrey Simons, DeAndre Hopkins before they traded him, Tyler Boyd, Calvin Ridley, Okuwu, the tight end. Tony Pollard. I think they would need a running back though. Defense is pretty good. Jerry Smith is one of the best at his position, if not the best. Jeffrey Simon is one of the best at his position, not the best. So they got a bunch of, talented individuals. Yeah, they got a bunch of talented individuals in Tennessee. Hold on. Yeah. Come on. Oh, man. You got a nice little 30-minute walk, cuz. 31. But yeah, they had a nice little team, man. Will Levis probably hurt again. Mason Rudolph get the start. Used to be the quarterback for. I don't know why it's so hot in here. Used to be the quarterback for the Tennessee Titans. Y'all need an oven on or something? Nope. It's warm as a bitch in here. But yeah, used to be the quarterback for the Tennessee Titans. I mean for the Steelers. So, one second. Yeah, he used to be the quarterback for the Steelers and all that stuff. And they seem to be a little bit more successful under him. Will Levis like he was straight shaving points. So I assume that Mason Rudolph is gonna get the start next week. So this weekend. But yeah, it's a game that the Lions can lose because they lace them up and strap them up like we do. They playing at Ford Field tomorrow. They lace them up and strap them up as we do, but they still a football team. They still got some talent. They playing with no pressure on them. No expectations next week. Tomorrow for them. So Pollard is dynamic. Their receivers. Traylon Burks still injured. His career is pretty much over with. But Rudolph is more capable than Levis. Levis. He's solid in the mobility. Got a great arm, but he just decision making. His decision making is one of the worst I've seen. The Chicago game when they had the block punt, and then they got the ball, and you got the lead. You got solid field position. You're approaching the 50, and on third down, you just take the sack and punt the ball and make them go the length of the field. Where Chicago was having trouble moving the ball, you throw an underhanded desperation pass that get picked and go for a touchdown, and y'all lose the game. So when you start talking about decision making, he just make a bunch of bad decisions with a good receiving core. And the media don't go hard on him nearly as anybody. But then again, the expectations wasn't too high. And they knew Will Levis wasn't good because if he was, they would have kept Derrick Henry. They did Derrick Henry a solid by allowing him to leave, but I don't know what they were doing. They put a lot of good pieces around Will Levis, defensively, offensively. They put a lot of good pieces around him. A tremendous amount of good pieces around him. And, really, you add Derrick Henry to that football team, you say, well, give me a Jaden Daniels. Give me a C.J. Stroud. Give me any, top 15 quarterback, Kirk Cousins. That football team, be competing for a championship. That roster is that talented. It's a really good roster. You talking about two good chain movers and Boyd and Hopkins before he got traded. He will play for Kansas City Sunday. And ain't got no receivers regardless. Then you start talking about, a guy that can do it all in Calvin Ridley. Tony Pollard, he's solid. Simon's one of the best at this position, pushing the pocket. Harold Landry could be another Lions trade target. Good defensive end over at Tennessee. Then you got Jerry Sneed might be one of the best corners, if not the best corner in football. That's a good roster right there. That's a solid roster in my humble opinion. So, honestly, bro, Levis is that bad. That you like the talent, you like the arm strength, you like the size, you like the strength, you like what you see, but the decision making, It's horrible right now. And if you change that quarterback position, you change that with a Mahomes, or you change that, with a Josh Allen. I mean, in all honesty, before they probably moved for Amari Cooper, the Titans roster from top to bottom was superior than the Buffalo Bills roster. I like Greg or brother Russo over there and Ed Oliver, but outside of that, who the hell they got left over there defensively? And he was throwing to a whole bunch of nobodies over there. James Cook really ain't too far off from Tony Pollard as a running back. So that lets you know a quarterback can tilt everything in the right position. You take any quarterback and put him in Cleveland. You put Matthew Stafford in Cleveland, they go to Super Bowl contenders. So now that let you know that a quarterback can make or break your team. Look at the Cleveland defense. If they had a Matthew Stafford over there, shit, a Geno Smith over there right now, dude, that defense would be like top 7, top 5, maybe the best in the league. Look at Pittsburgh. Their defense started to fall off because Justin Fields wasn't producing points. So, yeah, man, that's crazy, man. But it's pretty much all I had to say. I expect the Lions to win by like 7. I think the line was 11 when I did the prediction video. I think a double-digit line is insane in football, in professional football. I don't think the Titans are 11 points. They might be 11 points bad, but with the quarterback. But I think the Lions probably get it done by a touchdown because you got garbage time and garbage TDs and all that. But you just hope that you get the win, come out healthy. But you can't take none of these teams for granted. These dudes are professionals like we are professionals. So, and I think they got an underrated roster. They just don't have a quarterback. But I expect them to win like 31-23, something like that. But we'll see. And then next week is the Packer game. Obviously, we won't have brother Jameson Williams for the next 2 weeks. So this week, I don't think anybody's crying about it. But next week, it's going to be a topic of discussion. No Hutchinson, no JMO. It's a division game, and it is what it is. We'll see if we can find a way to pull it off. But Packers probably going to be favored next week going into that game. I don't know who they play this week. Let me see. They might be on the bye. And if they're on the bye, they fucking us. No diddy. Because Minnesota was coming off a bye. We did play Dallas off a bye, but let me check my computer. If it want to load up, here we go. Oh, the Piston game last night. I watched that. We could talk about that for a hot second. Isaiah Stewart, man, I don't know, bro. Brother Beef Stew, trash. He is utter trash. Brother Beef Stew is utter trash, bro. Like trash. Jalen Duran ain't been playing well. They could have got rid of his ass too at this point. And Cade Cunningham, man, he might just not be a winner. He might not be a winner. I think they should. I've been saying this. I think they possibly should move him. They play the Jags tomorrow. That's a bye. They in Jacksonville though. The Packers play the Jags tomorrow. So yeah, I mean honestly, I just think, bro, to be honest, I probably think I don't want to say that. I think they better let Jaden Ivey run the team. This is my opinion. K getting buckets and doing certain things, but I just think, man, he just slowed the game up too much for them. That's just my opinion. I think he slowed the game up too much for them. But he's scoring, looking good. Take him a minute. I just don't like him. I'm sorry. I'm not personally. I think he's a good ball player, but I don't know, man. I think they should let Ivy run the team and see how it go. That's my opinion. Some of them players, man. I like all the old vets they brought in, though. But I like Ron Hollins. But, Cade Cunningham, I just be watching him play, bro, and it's like just something missing. I don't know what it is with this game. Just something missing. To me, he just don't play winning basketball. He don't play winning, but get all the stats. And, when it come to, winning the game, bro, just, I don't know. It just seemed like he just don't fit what they doing. He's a good ball player. He makes them, but it just don't seem right. It's like trying to put your left shoe on your right foot. Like, But I might be in the minority. It's still early, so we'll see what they do tonight versus Boston. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And the subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit the link tree. You can find me everywhere. Appreciate y'all for supporting the channel. Peace.